Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video.
Come follow me to a secret place.
So today's video is gonna be a little bit different. I'm super excited because we're gonna be going to check out some snakes. Now, you guys know that I only have reptiles and frogs, and I've been looking forward to getting some snakes. And now that I have a new place and I have basically my own spot in the back, I can get some snakes. I don't know which one I want to get just yet, but in order to do that, I have to handle some snakes and see how they are. So I decided to collab with Dogg Reptiles. We're gonna be going to his house right now, and he's like an awesome breeder. He has so many different kind of variety of snakes. I wanna go handle them and just talk about snakes. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I gotta go because I'm a little bit late. I'll see you guys when I get there. All right, guys, made it to his house. I'm a little late. Hopefully he's not too mad. Let's see where he's at. I text him that I'm here. Hey, there you are.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you here.
I'm excited, dude.
Good, me too, man.
Sorry I'm a little late.
Bro. I'm glad I finally made it happen.
I know, dude. So where is this? Is this it right here? Back here?
This is my garage turned into a snake room. I kept the front looking like a garage, so you know the city's not too keen on me building what I build inside, and you guys will see right now when we get in.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited, dude. Like I was looking forward to today for sure.
Well, the stuff that I got, it's a little bit of a dynamic collection, but you'll see what I mean. Right here, these two bottom rows right here, we got ball pythons. Top row right there, we got viper boas. Okay, so right here we have my male eastern indigo, red throat eastern indigo. And right here I got my legless Russian legless lizards.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, right here I got a pair of black-headed pythons. Up here I have right here I have a combination of Solomon Island ground boas with my unicolor Crebo right here. She's crazy. She doesn't bite,
too.
Yeah. She doesn't bite, but she's flighty. She's like really like, you know, she's still at that age where my male indigo, man, he's just chill. He'll come up to you and be like, hey, well, you'll see right now. And even though he's in shed, he's still chill. He's really good. Right here I have my female yellow anaconda, my boy green anaconda, and my blood pythons right here.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, I've told everyone, and I'll tell you again, a lot of people think I have a lot of snakes. Now, maybe to the general public, I have a lot of snakes, but to fellow breeders, I have generally a small collection. Oh, and a few hatchlings right here. These two are ready to go to their new homes. These two are holdbacks, but that's about it. That's all I got.
So how many snakes in total do you have right now?
Okay, so I have 28, 29, 30 with these two holdbacks, and then these two are going once they're ready to go. Okay. And aside from that, it's about 30. 30's it. All
right, dude. So I always get asked, what's my favorite reptile from my collection? And I gotta ask you the same question. Put you on the spot.
Dude, that's the hardest question to ask. You know, a breeder.
It's like saying like, who's your favorite child? Like, right?
Child? And then you say you have no favorites, and then when only that one child is there, you say that was your favorite, and then when the other child is there, you say that was your favorite, right?
Now they're all here to hear you, so
yeah. No, so okay, let's talk it. I love all my snakes. Okay, for me, they're pretty much all my pets. My ball pythons are the only ones that I really consider just breeding projects. I have one ball python that I really consider my pet. When I consider it my pet is I'm gonna keep it forever, whether it breeds or not. Whether it doesn't matter if it breeds, if it reproduces, I'm gonna keep them forever. That's me because my pets. But worst case scenario, someone puts a gun to my head and says, Rudy, you can only keep one snake.
What's gonna be?
It'll have to be my male green anaconda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll have to be him, man. That one. I love my indigo. I love all of them. You know, I wish it would never come to that. I would really be hurting if I had to get rid of any other snakes. You know, but for sure, if I had to choose one, I'd have to choose my male green.
Can we take a look at him?
Yeah, let's take a look at him. So yeah, just go ahead and stand over there. Where are you, buddy?
There he is.
And there he is.
Yeah, watch out for your little dog.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine.
Dang, how old is he?
He about 5 or 6 years old.
5 or 6.
Yeah, he's not that big. Male green anacondas don't get that big. He's about 6, 7 feet. He probably will top off like at maybe 8 or 9, maybe. But yeah, he's pretty much a good boy. Never bitten, never tried to bite. Got him as a little baby. He never even tried to bite back then. I kind of saved him. I bought him from someone on Craigslist, and he had like several layers of skin on him he hadn't properly shed out. They weren't taking care of him. He might have an RI as well, but I took care of him, rehabilitated him, and I only bought him because I wanted a green anaconda so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. And it didn't matter if it was sick or nothing. I was going to buy it no matter what.
Yeah.
But I bought it, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy, so.
Do you plan on breeding him?
Yes, I've put him with my female, and he doesn't seem to be too interested in her. But, of course, you kind of leave him alone in the cage, and then you know you hopefully they do what they do. And I'm kind of convinced that my female is pregnant because of what she's showing her signs. And I'll show her to you right now. She's showing certain swelling in parts of her body that indicates that she could be pregnant.
Okay.
But with boas, being that anacondas are technically boas, they're so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell their cycles. They can totally look like they're about to give birth or like they're pregnant, and go through what you think the cycles are, and they cannot be pregnant. And then they can totally look like they're not pregnant, and then all of a sudden you have a litter. So boas are totally like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much a general consensus. I mean, you pretty much have to concentrate on boas 100%, and that's all you have to be able to really tell the steps. And they can probably tell you more than me. I've reached out to a lot of breeders, and they all pretty much tell me the same general information. And it pretty much, so at the end I always end up like, well, so pretty much you don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. So pretty much you don't know, you know.
Alright, this guy's going crazy. Alright guys, if you guys know I don't have any snakes, that's why I decided to hit up my boy Rudy so he can show me some snakes here. And I'm just learning from him, asking him questions. We're gonna try to figure out what kind of this kind of snake's the best one for me. Starting off my first snake. You can tell this guy's going crazy. He's strong too, like he's like grappling my arm here. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what kind of snake. Oh, he's musking for sure. Oh,
is he?
No, he got me.
Oh,
he got me for sure. Oh, that smells bad. Maybe I don't want a snake anymore. Alright guys, let's check out some other snakes and get cleaned up.
Alright.
Alright, got cleaned up. You still have some on your your pants, but we're all good. It's part of having snakes.
Yeah, so Edwin, you were saying that you're kind of going through the process of getting a snake, and what size. There's things to consider: what size, what kind, what species, and stuff like that, and what goes into making that decision. Well, of course, what happened here is as a result of two things. Number one, when snakes, when you deal with them directly yourself, and you hand raise them yourself like I did, they learn to just recognize you, and they learn to know you, and they learn to the way that you handle them and hold them. As if you notice that when I was holding him, he was okay.
Very comfortable.
He was comfortable. He was fine. But you guys didn't see this, but when we did the transition between me and Edwin's hands, he got a little bit antsy. He got a little bit. So there's two reasons why he got that way. He got that way, number one, because he didn't recognize Edwin, and we gotta keep in mind that snakes are intelligent. They're almost as intelligent as dogs, and they know their keepers, and they know who they're comfortable with. Number one, and he wasn't comfortable with Edwin. He didn't know Edwin. Edwin was kind of holding him the best that he could. Yeah. But at the same time, he is a heavier bodied animal. When you're a heavier bodied animal, you're a bottom dweller. You're when someone picks you up, or when you kind of feel uneasy, you feel scared. Yeah. So what happens with the snake that feels uneasy, scared, doesn't know who's holding them, and so their natural defense. One of their natural defenses, besides biting, is to defecate, and the urates smell really, really bad to deter any enemy or to deter anyone that might be handling him, which is exactly what happened, right? Because as soon as you're like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to give back, right? So that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So it works. So the only other time that he defecated was a long time ago when I once again tried to give it to someone else, but at that point he was still little. So he did the same thing. He defecated, and then besides that, he's never defecated. He's never defecated before until now, or with me at all. So there's a lot of factors that go into deciding whether you even want an anaconda or an animal that size when we're talking about retics or boas or
Yeah,
things
yeah.
to that effect.
I'd rather have him do that rather than getting bit, right?
For sure, yeah, but because he's such a timid guy, you
Yeah.
know, I've had him for, like I said, I hand raised him since he was just maybe a couple months old. He's such a timid little guy. I don't ever see him biting.
Yeah.
Like any other snake maybe would have kind of thrown a little bite, especially in Anaconda, what they're known for. But all snakes are different, just like dogs. They have different, even though they come from the same litter, they all have different personalities. I just happened to get really lucky with him because he's really timid. He doesn't like to bite. He doesn't want to bite. If at all, he'd rather defecate than bite.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll check out some other snakes.
Yeah, let's check them out. So this is my female yellow anaconda. So my male's a green anaconda, female's a yellow anaconda. Yellow anacondas are naturally smaller than the males. And we won't pick her up because she might be gravid. But she's in her water where she normally likes to be because they're heavy bodied, and being that she most likely is gravid, she doesn't want to feel the pressure on her body, kind of like like pregnant women feel sometimes. So when they almost feel weightlessness when they're in the water, in that area when it starts puffing up, that's when you can tell the kind of where all the ovulation is happening and whatnot. So you got to try to cradle that as best as, well, they try to cradle that as best as possible. Sometimes you'll find her like over the heat, sometimes you'll find her in the water, sometimes you find her away. So she's constantly regulating her babies back and forth until she's ready to have them. Hopefully she has them. She's showing all the signs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's where we're going to actually get a litter, because she can always reabsorb almost like at any time. Okay, so next is I don't know, did you want to see my blood pythons?
Oh yeah, let's check those out.
Okay, so that's right here too. So let's
Whoa, it's a big boy.
Yeah, well, they're both. There's two of them. There's a male and a female. I usually put a partition here when I feed them, so I separate them just for feeding.
Okay.
And then once they're done feeding, I remove the partition, and then they like to be together. You know, I mean, I've had the partition here before, and they always break it, and they just so they can be together.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they do. That's just what they like to do. So I kind of just thought, okay, I'm gonna take the partition out. Yeah. And then just let them be together all the time. But when I feed them, I separate them, put the partition to eat, and then that's it. So that you pretty much have this whole. They both have this whole reign over this cage right here. So it's about a 6 foot by 3 foot cage right here. So
okay.
Yeah, that's my male and my female T negative albino red blood python. So I raised these since they were little hatchlings as well, and they know me. They know me very well. They, you know, I raised them since they were like this small. So definitely my favorites. One of my favorites.
What kind of bedding do you use?
Okay, so this is I'm sure if you guys have followed me, this is actually cocoa chips and fiber. Okay, so because they do come from a subtropical environment, so I need to make sure that I provide that for them here, along with adequate ventilation as well. So you know, so that you don't get any mildew or mold or anything like that. And this is mold and mildew resistant as well, so having both is like a double whammy, so it's really good for them, and because that's where they come from. And if you could get a close-up of their scales, their scales are nice and plump, and they're not dimpled. You can tell if they're dimpled, you can tell that that they don't have proper humidity. So I definitely try to keep their humidity as well as it would be if in the wild. Yeah, yeah. As if they would be in the wild. Yeah, cool. For sure. So yeah, these are my very slow movers, but they can be fast movers too. Right? Yeah, they could. At this point, I don't know what to guarantee you anymore. So my Crebo, she's flighty. You know, she likes to move around a lot. She doesn't bite. But you know, the way that this whole video's been going,
never know what to expect. I got a bunch of bug bites.
You got pooped on and whatnot. Okay, so the Crebo here is Crebo. Yeah. This is my female unicolor Crebo. They have black tail Crebos, and they have yellow tail Crebos. This one's gonna be like a tan yellow her whole life, her whole body. Not until they grow up, they turn into like a higher yellow. So, and she doesn't bite. She's never bitten, and she's never defecated either. Kinda. There it is. Gravid. This is my Gravid female, yellow face Solomon Island ground boa. Okay. They're really tiny. Ooh. She's in the warm, on the warm side, because that's where I keep the heat pads. So she's keeping those babies warm.
Yeah, I can see those, like,
you can see the bumps?
Bumps there all over it.
For sure. That's exactly what that is. And then I have another female over here. The Solomon Island ground boas, I like them because they're like a variation of the viper boa. And they come in different colors and variations themselves. This is my female Isabel, white phase Solomon Island ground boa. And she's not pregnant. She's just chunky. And she does bite. When she wants to, she'll, like if I pick her up, she's not in the mood, she'll bite.
Okay.
She's like my only snake that bites. But I mean, you know, they're tiny, you know, so it's not like it's a big old, you know.
Anaconda?
Yeah, like an anaconda. Yeah, and this is my male. He's like a red, like a sunset face. He's totally chill. Look at the belly.
Oh yeah.
Like when he barely sheds, that's what he looks like. Right now he's kind of like, you know, faded. But he's, so breeding this to my white phase or breeding this to my yellow, I bred this to both of them, and it looks like my orange one took. But you know, I'm wondering what kind of babies I'm gonna get, you know. So once again, look at that close up, look at that face. It's totally like a variation of the viper boa, you know. So, and then I keep these on cocoa peat, which is a variation of the cocoa chip and cocoa chips and fiber. Oh, you want to see the one that started it all?
Yeah.
I still have that one.
Really?
The one that started it all. Well, let me get some hand sanitizer because I don't like to
Of course.
contaminate.
Oh, there you go.
It is my female Pueblan milk snake.
And when did you get this one?
Okay, well, it wasn't even mine to begin with. It was my daughter's. They both convinced me. Two of my daughters, we went to a friend's birthday party, and they saw the snakes, and they're like, oh my gosh, everybody fell in love with her. And then they told my daughters, my two youngest daughters, it's for sale. We'll sell it to you for $20 plus the cage, plus all the bowl, everything. And they totally gave me the puppy dog eyes, and I'm like, no. Anyway, so we came home with it, and they took care of it for about like about a month, and then that's it. Then I ended up taking over, and this is the one that started it all. Like once I knew I needed to take care of it, I wanted to take care of it. I wanted to build it a better enclosure and stuff like that, and I started doing research. I naturally went to YouTube, and then I saw this whole community of reptile keepers and YouTubers, Brian Barczyk and Dave Kaufman and Brian Cusco and DM Exotics, and I saw all this whole range of people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I been missing? Because I'm an animal lover. I've always been an animal lover. I just never knew that there was a reptile community out there, and I never knew much about reptiles to know how much I would be in love with them. You know? So where we still have her. So this is the original one. We still have her. She's the reason why this whole thing happened right here. You know, and my Instagram and my YouTube and now TikTok. I just started a new TikTok. So
what's your TikTok?
It's Dogg Reptiles on TikTok, but I only have like one little video. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet, but go over there and follow if you guys want to in the meantime. So this is my a female Pueblan milk snake that come from Mexico, and I bred her a couple times already. She's given me some beautiful babies, but after the third breeding, we just retired her, and she just become a lifelong pet. So
what's her name?
Her name is Rosie. She's also the only one with the name.
What?
No, none of my other reptiles have, my snakes or reptiles have names. This is the only one with the name, and she was named by my daughters. Like
all my reptiles have names, and all my subscribers name them too. Like I have some crazy name like SpongeBob, Winter, Banana, like crazy names. But all my reptiles have names.
Well, you know what? I wanted to do that. Yeah. Like, you know, hey, help me name my blood pythons. Help me name my. But you know what? One thing or another. You know why it is? You know what it is? I don't want to get stuck naming one of my snakes something that I might not like next week. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so these here are my black-headed pythons. These are an Australian species. I like them because they look so awesome, and they're very not timid. This one I think is going into blue. What? Did you just realize I was here? Look, and then this guy right here.
Oh, he's coming out.
Yeah, so they're very, very timid, very handleable. They're very sociable. And the same thing with these. I used to keep them separated with a divider here. Mm. That's why you see two bowls. Now you only see one bowl with water, and the other bowl I just kind of you know, because they're glued down, so that's why this one's still here. But anyways, they like to be together all the time, so that's why I took off the divider, and just to feed, I just put the divider in, I separate them, and then I just feed them. So I mean, they're really cool. They're timid. They're not very head shy at all. They you know, they usually when I open up the cage and no one else is in here, they usually come out and they just get on top of me. Right now they seem to be a little bit shy. And I also keep them on cocoa chips. This is the cocoa chips and fiber, but I keep them dry because they come from a dry environment. Mm-hmm. They come from a dry, arid kind of desert. But in the desert, it also rains and it also gets humid from time to time, certain parts of the day. So I think maybe once a month I do also spray it down, or maybe once every 2 weeks I spray it down a little bit. But aside from that, I pretty much just leave them dry. And you'll be surprised that they really don't expand their mouths when they eat. So I have to feed them small meals, like mice. Which is actually more expensive because they'll eat like 5 mice each. Yeah. Instead of like 1 medium rat. 5 mice cost way more than 1 medium rat. You know what I mean?
They also do have like a small head too.
They do. They have a tiny head, and they really don't stretch out. I do have a video on my YouTube talking about that. And you guys might want to check it out. Mm. But it's all the information that I know and of me keeping blackheads, and also all the information I know from the research that I've done. Yeah, because they do come from different regions. These are what I consider, it's not a general consensus, these is what I consider a dwarf species of black-headed pythons, because black-headed pythons can get up to 12, 13 feet. I've seen them. They're out there, and they're on YouTube as well. You'll see them. They get really big and girthy, and they're really long, big animals. Mm-hmm. But some of them I noticed that they top off at 8 or 9 feet, and then you get these, which these are actually grown adults. These are actually 2015s. And that's it. I mean, reptiles always keep growing, but they pretty much top off at this length, and they're probably as big as a large colubrid, like a Honduran milk snake or something. Mm-hmm. And this is as big as they're gonna get. And these are considered eastern, not considered, I was told that these are eastern black-headed pythons. Okay. So I noticed that the westerns get 8 to 9 feet. According to my research, I mean, my research on the internet, I mean, I don't know. You know, you got to take that with a grain of salt, right? And then the central and northerns are get up to 12 feet, and there is no southern or anything like that. They're only in the part of the Australia from the center up. Okay. So
I like how they just come up to you.
Yeah, like, they're really like, chill. Yeah,
they like you. They want to be around you. Look at that.
Yeah, and these I got them pretty much when they were adults. Okay. Yeah, this little this guy right here, he was really hissy when I barely got him. He was really kind of like standoffish and hissy. She was kind of like timid, like she didn't want to be held. Mm-hmm. But even if you buy them as adults, if you work with them every day, you can actually end up with a very tame, calm animal that knows you, that kind of looks for your that knows how to process your interaction with humans, and actually can crave an interaction with a human, just like what they're doing right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now they're exploring, but also, you know, they come up to me as well, and you know, they chill. They're not being very flighty and trying to run away like my color Crebo. Yeah. Yeah, but I still got to work with her a little bit. So.
It likes the camera. Yeah, I really like their head, dude. They're super cool. Like, they're different and unique.
For sure, right?
Like those black heads.
You know why their heads are black?
Why?
Okay, well, according to my research, and once again, take it with a grain of salt, is they go into existing burrows to hide, especially as babies. Mm-hmm. And because when they're babies, I mean, obviously they're not that big, right? So what they do is they go into burrows, and then when the sun comes out in the morning time to the afternoon time at the hottest part of the day, mm-hmm. they stick their heads out. and their heads warm up the rest of their bodies.
Oh yeah, because like the black attracts more heat, right? With the
Correct. That's exactly the way that they warm their whole bodies up just by their heads, for sure.
I'm kind of liking blackhead.
Well, you gotta make sure.
I want something that's chill that I can always handle and stuff, and something unique as well.
Yeah, unique for sure. Yeah, and yeah, these are definitely very handleable, and they're rare. I mean, they're not that common.
Yeah.
You know, so it is something that's very unique for sure.
Cool. All right, now I want to check out the legless lizard. Like, I've seen it at the show, guys. Like, and he has one. Like, I want to see that thing. He said it's kind of like.
I have a pair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have they gave you eggs before?
No, they have not bred for me yet. I've seen them lock, so I know it's a male and female, but they have not given me babies yet. But we'll see.
I'm liking these guys, honestly.
They're really chill.
I want a snake, guys. All right, let's put these guys back. Hey, what's up, guys? I know you're probably confused as to why we're back at my place, but I am editing the video right now, and it came out to be like an hour long after all the cuts and everything. I decided to make 2 parts to this video. You guys watch the first half of it right now, and I just wanted to leave all the informative information of us talking in those videos because I think they're important. I think you guys should hear about them as well. So I'm not gonna post an hour-long video. You're gonna have to wait like another probably 2-3 days to watch the second part of the video, guys. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Special thanks to Rudy for letting me film his reptile room. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned. Peace out, guys.
Tropical vibes are taking over.